Hey guys, so we just got up here this afternoon, fixing to go hunt this afternoon, all day Sunday, and then Monday morning, then we'll head out. But guys, we're up here, Brad's lease place. This is a good friend of mine. He's been running the bait this year. He shoots 3D with us. Zachary there, I'm be hunting with him. He's behind the camera there, and several others in camp as well this weekend. Uh, Guys, Brad's been sending us a lot of pictures, which I'll show you.
A lot of big deer.
Well, Brad, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been seeing this year?
Well, I tell you, I'm gonna step back in time a little bit, Colton. We got on this lease real late last year, about mid-November, and I've always thrown corn. I've been your average guy setting corn feeders everywhere and spending $600-800 a year on corn, just trying to feed corn all year round, keep cameras running. We didn't have a whole lot of success last year. I kept corn going all the way until about September of this year, when we got introduced to JAC'M Up bait, and we got asked to be a tester. And at that point in time, I started putting it out. I've actually, over here on the west side, where we didn't have a corn feeder, we'd seen deer in that area, and I thought about putting a corn feeder in that area. And I said, you know what? I said, let's go ahead and dump about 3 pails of this out there. Let's see what happens. And tall grass, nothing prepared, no shooting lanes, no stand. And we dump it out there, and within 12 hours, we had deer on it. And within that 12 hours, it was a spike at first, and then the next day, and just like your dad joked about, you know, they run out and they tell their friends.
Mm-hmm.
The next evening, the next morning, we had an 8-point. We had one that we call sombrero.
Yeah, that big
He's got
wide
a
buck.
big, huge wide buck, but he's a young buck. He got, you know, the tines aren't that big on it. But I mean, from there on, I mean, it took them 4 days, and they whittled 3 buckets completely down. And so then we decided, okay, yeah, we need to put a stand in here. We need to put a shooting lane in. Then we started putting down a bucket a week, and they were just steadily coming in. Now on my south end down here, we done the same thing. We put 3 buckets out. Within 14 or 16 hours, we had some of the biggest bucks that we have ever seen, that I've ever seen personally in my lifetime of hunting, come in on that south end down there.
Yeah,
in the pecan trees.
I remember you sending that picture of, he's like a 10 or a 12 point, and this side or whatever just dips down.
Well, you got that one, and then you got another one. I mean, his main beam was so thick, and his tines were huge, and they were coming in during the daylight hours.
Yeah, that's
in the morning,
part.
at night, throughout the night, they were coming in. We had a corn feeder back over here off the ways. Same thing. I put down the bait. We went from having 2 regular does to now spikes and 4 points and a really nice 8-point that my son named
Pretty boy.
Coming in. Again, the deer just flock to this stuff. The results I get from this. I then finally said enough with the corn feeders, took all the corn feeders out.
Yeah.
And this is all I put down. And throughout all the pictures that I send you and your dad, both daytime, nighttime, evening, morning, they just flock to this stuff.
Yeah. You have probably honestly kept it out more consistently than we have. We make it, and so because of you being more consistent with it, I think you're probably seeing better results than we are from it, just because of the inconsistencies.
Well, and
it's more important for us right now to get bait to you and to the other testers and other customers that's just straight up not even testing. They just want to buy it, and than it is for, well, we sold it all. We don't have any bait to put out now, so that's. We're still seeing some good results as well at our home place, but like I said, you've been more consistent than we have, which is pretty awesome.
Well, that, and I opened my lease up this year with us being from Texas, of course, out-of-state hunters. Oklahoma, you know, raised all their rates on out-of-state tags this year.
Kind of ridiculously too.
Which really put a hurt on me, and of course myself. You know, I'm just a longbow shooter competitor. So it didn't really make sense to me to spend all that money when I'm only looking for one. Mm-hmm. I did it primarily for my son. And then talking with my landlord, and my landlord understanding, and my landlord again being young and having young kids, I said, can we open this up to where I can have the youth come? all of our friends from Texas that don't have an opportunity or a place to hunt, can I open it up just for youth hunters only? And he says, I'm down with it. Matter of fact, his son came out here for the youth gun weekend, and they went down to the south end. I told them exactly what time the deer should be there, and they'd sat down. 30 minutes later, his 9-year-old had already knocked down a doe. He says, awesome, I love it. Bring all the kids on.
Awesome.
So yes, I've had several kids come up.
You got another hunt or two on camera as well, didn't you?
Yes, I got.
We'll see if we can get that video from you as well.
I got a lot of videos that I have posted on Reels. I've got, and what's really comical about this is, I'm the cameraman this year, and we'll probably be the cameraman for the next couple of years. But it's kind of funny to the fact that before the hunter itself can see the big bucks come in, the big bucks are on me, and they're walking around my tree. And
well, I know you can't shoot at them.
I'm capturing them on video right there as they're walking around my tree, and they're within 10 or 12 yards. Again, I'm also a firm believer with Charles Jones' Red Arrow scents.
Yeah.
We use pay dirt every time we go out, no matter what. We drench ourselves in pay dirt. And again, we've got deer that come in from, upwind of us and come right in. The two bucks that my son's killed this year, again, they came in upwind of us, and he knocked them down.
I've seen similar success with it, and so is my dad at our place too. Is the Red Arrow Sense pay dirt just being awesome, and my dad's used to high success the Dolicious stuff.
Yes,
that had some high success. I don't have success apparently with any scent attractant hardly. I do the exact same things and the exact same methods that he uses. Don't see anything. He does the exact same stuff. The following weekend in the same spot kills a deer. I just throw my hands up at scent and go. I don't try anymore.
Like I say, I'm a firm believer now with the JAC'M Up bait. The results that we have got, even throughout the years that I've hunted, just on corn, throwing out bedding scents and throwing out scrape scents. The JAC'M Up bait keeps them coming in, and even when it's gone, you can go and see where they're pawing at the ground, thinking that they dig, they're going to find more.
Yep. That's some pretty awesome testimony. Guys, we're going to get some hunting done this weekend, maybe some fishing and stuff like that too during midday. With just luck, let's see what happens. All right, folks, so we're down here. I'm hunting with Zachary today. Zachary is the primary shooter, basically. I'm cameraman, and we will see what happens today. But we're going to see if we can catch Zachary sticking the does or one of these big bucks that they got on camera. They've been showing us all year that they've got some big deer hitting the JAC'M Up bait down here. So we're gonna see if we can't get it on camera of us sticking some deer over the JAC'M Up bait and everything like that. On top of all of that, this weekend it's Zachary's birthday. So wish us luck. Let's see what happens. All right, so we ended up not getting any deer that weekend. Late season, them deer, they knew where that deer stand was because they had such a successful season going forward. We're going to take a look at some of the footage that Brad was able to film and everything like that here in just a second. But I could have busted one with the rifle there. It was the holiday doe hunt. I did have the 308 sitting there. But I thought one of them does were going to come on in there and give Zachary a shot. Unfortunately, they saw me moving with the camera. So they ended up not coming in there of a morning. And them other two, they wanted to come across a fence. But man, they just wouldn't come across that fence. And we can't shoot across that fence. So let's take a look at how successful their season was for not just Zachary, but for some other kids that came up here from Texas that shoot 3D with us. Let's take a look at some of their success that they had on that property using JAC'M Up bait. So this is the weekend before I came up, and Brad's behind the camera here. He doesn't have a tag because he's out of state and didn't decide to buy one, or he could have taken this buck very easily 10-15 yards there, but instead Brad is filming this weekend for the young man in the deer stand here. The young man in the deer stand here decided that he wasn't going to worry about bringing his crossbow with him. He'd brought it the previous day and it was just kind of in the way, and he wasn't going to worry about if a buck come in. He was just going to take a doe with the rifle. And then this big old boy shows up. Probably would have been the biggest buck he's ever been able to take with a bow, and instead he just gets to watch him. Still an absolutely incredible encounter. And yeah, he came right into that JAC'M Up. They've been seeing this buck all year long. We've got a different young man here, much earlier in the season, as you can see from the leaves. He does have his crossbow, and this big doe's working her way into the JAC'M Up. Brad again behind the camera. And he absolutely freaking smoked her. Look at that mule kick.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on the second day of actual rifle season for Oklahoma. We're in Milo, Oklahoma, on our deer lease. Zachary has just knocked down or took his first actual buck with a bow. He would like to thank a few folks.
I want to thank Tony in Alvarado Archery for getting me set up with my bow when I was 9 years old. I also want to thank Colton and Jimmy Gold with Deerman 3D Archery for teaching me how to shoot and kill animals correctly with my bow. I also want to thank Charles Jones with giving us the Red Arrow scents and our binoculars that I use whenever we see deer.
With the Broadhead Barn in Reno, Texas.
And I also want to thank my mom and dad for the support and everybody else in my family.
And we want to thank the makers of JAC'M Up deer bait. Brings them in, holds them, keeps them coming back. Thank you to everybody who's helped support us.
Here's a little bit better look at that buck that Zachary got here. And one last doe there at the end of the season by this young man over JAC'M Up. Man, it sure was a good season. Thanks for watching, y'all.